Destruction have surprised us all today by releasing a brand new song, State of Apathy, which is also going to be released as a physical 12-inch single. The arrival of a brand new Destruction track is tremendously exciting for me because they've always been one of my very favourite thrash bands, so it's taken a considerable act of will to not listen to the track until now. By the way, I recently unboxed this beautiful picture disc box set that the band have released, Tales of Morbid Brains, and if you haven't seen that video then I'll put an on-screen link to it at the end of this video. So anyway, first I'm going to react to the new State of Apathy video and song, and then I'm going to inevitably talk a bit about how I feel about founding member Mike leaving Destruction. I'll also throw in the details of the B-side for State of Apathy and show you the cover again. Headphones on and off we go. Nice. Well, it's definitely a thrash song. Nice triplets there in the riffs. Feels fairly kind of typical Destruction in a good way. But I'm already noticing that Mike isn't in this video, I don't think. The guitarist who's recently left the band. And I guess that makes sense. I'm supposed to be reacting more, aren't I? But I'm listening to it. It's difficult. These reaction videos are really hard. This is a really nice heads down track. Classic kind of COVID era performance video with clearly each member probably filmed separately somewhere, I guess. Maybe. I don't think you can see two members in any one shot, which has become the norm obviously over the last 18 months. Shmia is looking very metal as usual, as always. This is the band's first song for Napalm Records, first new song for Napalm Records. Nice, slightly more melodic leads. Lovely stuff. That verse riff is great. That's proper Destruction, that verse riff. You can't beat a good triplet in a thrash metal riff. Or ideally several triplets all in a row. On first listen, that sounds really good. It kind of it's a typical heads down track from Destruction, isn't it? Let me raise this camera a little bit now that I don't have to allow for the video to be in the shot. Yeah, it's how typical is it of Destruction? It's fairly typical. I mean, it's along the same basic lines as, you know, the first song that we heard from the Born to Perish album. I think we first heard the title track first, and that was along similar lines, kind of heads down thrash, no messing about, no real surprises. But with thrash metal, often that doesn't matter, does it? We're not really looking for surprises. We don't listen to a new thrash metal song and go, oh god, I can't believe it didn't have xylophone on it. You know, that would have really made it different. No, that's not what we want. We want heads down thrash metal, and this song definitely delivers that. And of course, you know, it's impossible to talk about this without mentioning and acknowledging that Mike has left the band. I mean, you know, founding member Mike, this is enormous. This is enormous. And it's sad to see Mike not in this video. Now, as I understand it, it's Mike's choice to leave, but that doesn't make it any less sad, does it? It's a shame. But of course, it's also important to say that we've got one whole Destruction album left with Mike on it, because the album was recorded before Mike left the band, and so State of Apathy is Mike playing. That's Mike playing in the studio there. Of course, it'll be really interesting to see how Destruction will sound on their next album, because it'll be their first album without Mike. And actually, Napalm Records sent out a press release today. It was a very eventful press release. It had all the information about State of Apathy, but it also has a quote from Mike about parting ways with Destruction. And this quote from Mike says, "It's hard to leave a band after 39 years. Destruction is my life and something like my baby. But sometimes you have to take decisions that hurt. I'm very sad at the moment, but if something doesn't feel right anymore, better stop doing it. Thanks to all former bandmates. I'm very proud about the music we have created together. Cheers to all thrashers out there. Without your support and your passion, Destruction would not exist. Peace." Destruction have also unveiled their new guitarist, who I believe we see in this video, Martin Furia. So, yeah, mixed feelings, isn't it? You know, a really strong new track with Mike on it, but it'll be one of the last, presumably one of the last Destruction tracks that Mike will ever play on. Then again, we've been through some pretty rocky times with Destruction, haven't we? I mean, at one point, Schmier wasn't even in the band, which was ridiculous. And, you know, can it be Destruction with Schmier and without Mike? I mean, I want it to be. I want the next album after this one to be fantastic, and I hope it will be. It's also worth saying that bands tend to produce their greatest albums when they have the most to prove, and so Destruction will have a lot to prove with the album after this next one, and so it may well be an absolute smasher. It may be their finest album ever. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not one to prejudge. I will listen to it with open ears. I mean, your ears are permanently open, really. It's hard to close them, isn't it? Yeah, difficult. Let me just tell you a bit of info about the State of Apathy single. Here's the cover for it. And it's an interesting setup with the track list. You've got obviously State of Apathy on side A, along with a live version of Sign of Fear, which I assume is taken from the band's new Live Attack Blu-ray/CD. I'll put links to these things downstairs in the video description, handy buying links. And the B-side of these 12-inch singles is going to be etched, so it should be quite a nice collector's item. Obviously, we might have preferred a bit more music, perhaps, but etched vinyl is pretty cool too, and I can imagine I'll be taking a look at that on this very channel. By the way, talking about this channel, I'm going to try, I mean, my day job is writing. I'm an author, but I like putting stuff on this channel and my other retro channel, and in terms of this channel, Possessed by Metal, I would like to put up a new video every Thursday. So encourage me to do that by liking and subscribing and commenting downstairs. Let's have a conversation. So get down in comments and tell me what you think of State of Apathy, and also how you feel about Mike having left Destruction. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I also hope you'll return for the next one. Until the next time then, metal.